like here's a for instance, like your bit about Puffy.
How are you gonna connect these two fucking dots?
That bit is like, look, you don't have any real personal beef with Diddy, but it's got to go down. The bits are there. I'm a gold miner. I just found some gold.
You're right. Maybe I'm a sociopath.
It's not the.
It's like, are there ever situations where you feel you won't?
Wait till you see this. He's wearing a sports bra. Hold on, we're gonna play it.
Okay.
Yeah, put your headphones on so you can hear it.
Santana.
Out there.
I think there's just so much shit out there.
But I think those rappers did some wild shit.
It's I mean, it was
Especially in the 90s.
Music business. A lot of people.
It's not just the music business. It's like it's the extortion business.
So that's I mean, the rap game was crazy. That's I think a lot of people don't realize. Is like back in the day, especially like early rap game, you weren't just going to play at what's the random theater that you would play in LA. What's like a good theater? I'm trying to think, the Orpheum or something like that. Wiltern. Some guys were explaining to me, it was like, you would play at the local hood club. There was like a hood club that you could perform at. And then that was
Old Bill, and then you want to shoot yourself in the chest while hanging from an extension cord.
Wait, did that happen?
Oh yeah, you don't know that guy?
Shot himself
This is
in
the
the
guy.
chest. Joe, that seems really hard to do with a shotgun.
This is
Now, how do you do such a thing?
while you're hanging. This is a guy that brought Epstein to the White House at least 7 times.
What's his name?
We'll find out. So they found him at a ranch 30 minutes from his house, hanging by an electrical cord from a tree with a shotgun wound to the chest. Shotgun discovered near the body of former Clinton aide Mark Middleton, and then they called it a suicide. Yeah. Yeah, the dude from Clockwork Orange. It's a crazy movie, man. But it's still mild in comparison to what absolute power corrupts. Caligula.
Okay, so then there's the question. It's like, can you take a completely normal person, give them power, and then they become that? Or does it take a power-hungry person that has this void that they need to be filled, that needs to be filled, and then when they are given that power, you see the worst version of that?
Ask your CIA boy. I bet he knows the answers. I bet he knows the exact formula. To corrupting? Yeah.
You. And therefore, you can maybe ask them to do things that would put them in a really uncomfortable situation. Like, for example, you have a podcast, right? You ask somebody to come on. There might be a really embarrassing, tough question that you might want to ask them, and maybe that's why you brought them on. Or they're a really close friend of yours, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to put them in this situation in front of all these people.
Dude, I do that all the time.
You don't ask.
I don't ask.
Exactly, because you have empathy. You care about
Not
how
just
they're
that, like,
perceived.
I don't need to talk to someone about something controversial. If they want to talk about it, like if it's something they want to get off their chest or they want to discuss because there's some misconceptions out there, I'm happy to give you that platform. But like play got you with you, I am not that guy at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't think it's
It feels
necessary.
gross.
Also, if you're talking about a human being on very
Telling you what to do.
exactly.
So it's not as like nefarious as people assume it is when you hear about like the deep state and who these people telling you. It's an incentive structure built in, and human beings want to survive, and we start kind of doing the things that will help us survive.
And it's all implied. You know
Yeah.
what you're supposed to say and not supposed to say.
It's the Clinton speaking fee. Like no one wants to hear Hillary Clinton speak. Nobody ever has wanted to hear her speak, but she's getting $400,000 from Goldman Sachs
Yeah, exactly.
after she's, what was he, Secretary of State.
Yeah.
So it's like, but Goldman Sachs doesn't need to say, hey, by the way, you're going to get speaking fees. She
Exactly.
knows it.
Exactly.
They all fucking know it.
Well, that was why during the Trump debates with Clinton, he was like, release the transcripts of those speeches.
Oh, yeah, I'll release my taxes, you release the transcript.
Yeah.
And what is the transcript? Hey guys, do we really need to be here, or can I go home?
You know what I want. I want you to have
So how do you stop that?
money. And the problem is it's already been embedded, right? It's like trying to tell the mob you can't make money anymore. Like you have to do some radical things to get the mob out of businesses, right? And that's what they had to do with Giuliani in New York with the John Gotti and the families and locking everybody up. Like you can't just say, hey guys, stop doing that. That's what they do. It's
Yeah.
what they do. That's what they did with Iraq. That's what they did with Afghanistan. That's what they did with Vietnam.
Yeah.
They do it with everything.
Yeah.
That's what Eisenhower warned the American people about
When
when
he
he was
was leaving
leaving
office.
office,
Yeah, yeah.
which is one of the craziest videos in human history.
Yeah.
Where he's saying the military.
We were making 100 million a year during war.
Right.
I don't want to go back to 20 million.
Right.
So we need more wars. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's definitely part of the idea. It's also connected to a lot of other things too that you wouldn't think about,
Yeah.
like subsidizing food.
Yeah.
So subsidizing farmers. So like when you hear about corn subsidies,
Yeah.
like we have corn subsidies. That's why there's corn syrup and everything.
Yeah.
And there's
You picked a crop that could feed 300 million people, and it just happened.
Well, what happened was during World War II, they started to subsidize farmers. So
Who decides? Who decides the level?
you can only kill people a certain way. Like one of the wildest ones was also during World War I. There's a guy named Fritz Hopper, and Fritz Hopper, he created the Hopper method of extracting nitrogen from the atmosphere. That's responsible for some crazy number today. This method is responsible for something about. So see if this is true. I think it's something around 50% of the nitrogen exists because of